Hello everyone, welcome to our tap room, every Thursday tap room. It's the only tap room where you're welcomed, more than welcome, to put your legs on the table. And today's topic is is just two VMware servers to enable fault tolerance on the entire system. Really? Before we will proceed, I would like to make a quick sound check. So could you please drop the quick message to the GoToWebinar chat box and say like, hey, everything is okay. I say everything. I would really appreciate it. Okay, looks like everything is good. So let's proceed. Just a quick reminder that StarWind initiated a live tap room session that you guys can join every Thursday. Before we'll start, I want to assure everyone that the happening is recorded and the record will be uploaded to our website soon after we will get done today, and possibly tomorrow everyone could see our magnificent event. Also, if you have some questions, please type them all into the GoToWebinar question box and all the questions will be answered. And if some of your questions will be as brilliant as a bottle of beer in the morning, I'll unmute the person and we will have a great talk. And please be aware that StarWind encourages you to virtualize responsibly. Just a quick introduction of myself before we'll dive deeper into the topic of today's event. My name is Anatoly Vilchinsky. I'm a head of the support department at StarWind Software Incorporated. I was a support engineer for 3 years and I have 6+ years in IT industry. And my preferred drink is Scotch and Cointreau, but I'm a sinner and today I took a couple of champagnes. Forgive me, guys. And quick agenda of today's event. For aperitif, we'll have a StarWind on top of VMware. How and why? Topic. For bitter, we will have a quick demo stand overview. And the main drink that will be served is StarWind Virtual SAN in action. And at the after party, we'll have a question and answer session. I would like to say that I would consider this more like just a chat between me and you guys. Okay, let's get it started. Bottoms up. So, the main question of today's event is vSAN, well, mostly when we are talking about the StarWind about the shared storage in virtualized environment, to be more exact, in the VMware virtualized environment, we are talking about the presence of vSAN in those environments. So let's just make a quick comparison of vSAN and StarWind. And before we'll do that, I want to pay your attention to the fact that I'm not saying anything that any of those are bad in one or another way. My point is that they just fit different scenarios. vSAN is a better suit for big deployments, and the StarWind is for a little bit smaller ones. So why that happens exactly? vSAN requires having at least 3 nodes that will run in active configuration of the shared storage. Yeah, as I said, for a little bit, for not small deployment, that is okay, because usually they have 3 ES6 hosts or even more. But for the ones where there are only 2 virtualization hosts, StarWind is a better suit because of the minimal footprint that StarWind has. StarWind requires having only 2 nodes that will act as the active cluster. And another fact that I'd like to pay your attention to is that StarWind doesn't require anything additionally to those 2 hosts, like pinging host, witness host, any other host with any other purpose. So just 2 servers, and we are okay with that. We are great with that. We're perfect and brilliant with that. Also, that's kind of trick and hint for big deployments. vSAN, as far as I'm informed, requires to be installed on each VMware host that is where you want to, on each VMware host, to put a long story short. While StarWind can be installed only on 2 or maybe even 1 virtualization VMware host in the system, and that is obviously cuts down the expenses significantly. Another thing is that, once again, I'm not saying that there's anything bad here, but vSAN requires having flash disk flash storage in the system on each host, and 10 gig switching. If everyone is okay with flash, because, well, for example, they may require good performance, they can be not really okay with the 10 gig switching, which costs a penny actually, and costs not too small penny. And since the system usually requires redundancy, the capital expenditures will obviously go through the roof, Another thing that I would like to pay your attention to is that StarWind has RAM caching. It have tiered caching, so L1 cache will act like the will use random access memory cards to absorb writes, while L2, which is presented by the flash, will accelerate all the reads. But let's stick with the L1 caching only. L1 cache is a great thing. It's fast as hell, A few years ago, it helped Microsoft and Intel achieve 1 million IOPS in their test, which is good. And by the way, we're doing even better right now. So we recently achieved 1.5 million IOPS on our, let's say, for now it's internal test. So RAM is fast, which is good. But as you all may know, the random access memory has a really strong negative effect. If for some reason server where the data in the random access memory is running will go down, all the data from the random access memory will be erased. That's just a fact. That's just a reality of it. That is something that everyone have to live with. But StarWind helps to survive that. So how exactly? StarWind synchronizes all the data across the random access memory. So once some write block hits the cache on first StarWind node, it immediately transmitted to the random access memory on the second host. And only after those operations, the next write block will be sent from the client application or server to the StarWind as storage. Thus, should one server fail, no data will be lost. You'll survive that. Your system will survive that. Everything will be good and great. And that is actually good. I mean, I know there are a lot of things that could be considered as a competitive solutions to StarWind for one or another reason. That can be hardware, any hardware SAN, any software SAN. Maybe somebody have virtual vSAN, forgot the names, or that product that was before the vSAN from VMware, as a legacy. So, but I don't really want to dive deeper into this topic. Moreover, we're planning to conduct a webinar with John Toigo. He's a great guy, actually. He's my new friend, and he's a really good speaker on the webinar. So I will ask. I think we'll make some comparison with competitors topic on the webinar with him, and that one should be good. And obviously all of you will be informed once we will have that webinar, if our domain is not in your spam list, obviously. But okay, I think we're pretty much done with that. If you guys have some question regarding this part, I would like to answer them here. I see a couple of questions from Matthew. Um, so right now is your chance to type your questions in regarding everything that I just said. Before we will proceed with the demo stand overview. So the question from Matthew is, do you have a sample deployment and design guide you can provide us with L1 cache or Intel MS model? Good question. I think you're referring to that test that Intel and MS did with StarWind, and actually they uploaded that information everywhere. So just Google like Intel MS StarWind 1 million IOPS, and there should be a really good documentation regarding this on the Intel side, as far as I remember. But hey, if you Okay. So if you cannot find it on Google, drop me a quick email after this webinar. My email is av@starwind.com. You will see my email at the end of our webinar as well, and I'll help you with finding that webinar, that documentation. Pardon. And another question from Matthew. Can you SSD for level 1 cache? Theoretically, we can do that, but I don't really see big value in doing this. If you have tiered model, that actually is doing the job. But still, if you want to use just, Flash for whole entire caching, as a workaround, you can stick with default values for L1, which is 128 gigs of random access memory, and configure L2 cache in the way that you want, write through, write back, any amount. And I hope that did the job. Okay, so as far as I can see, all the questions are currently answered. I'm waiting for another couple of... Oh, somebody says that I have a nice voice. Thank you. So, yeah, all the questions answered. Let's proceed to the next slide, which is then demo stand overview. So right now on your screens, hopefully you see the the brief diagram of the demo stand that we're gonna use today. It lies a little bit because it says that we have a lot of virtual machines. That is a lie. We have only one virtual machine that I'm going to show you, and obviously that system is pre-configured. We have two servers with the VMware installed. Those two servers have one virtual machine with a StarWind each, and StarWind acts like the highly available shared storage. And there is a virtual machine on top of this shared storage. And hopefully, if we will fail one of the servers, everything will be up and running. Well, just joking. Obviously, it will. It has no choice. Otherwise, I will just throw those servers away. Okay, so it's demo time. Give me just one moment. I will get my guess what browser to the display. So what I have right now here is the, come on, do it. I know you can. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. Just a quick second. I'm trying to figure out where exactly all the servers. Yeah, hosts. Okay, here they are. And can you give me just one moment? I'll make a quick settings on the monitor of mine because it looks like laggy. Yep, fixed. Good. As I said, we've got this server is ours and this server is ours. Okay, so what also, as I said, we've got the virtual machines, and give me just few seconds. I will find the StarWind virtual machines. I bet you really love the web browser thing, right? Okay, so oh, come on. Okay, it's all here. Good. Oh, by the way, while I'm doing all the things, you can continue to type in your questions. I'll gladly answer all of them. Wow. Finally. No? Hey guys, by the way, I'm sorry. We have a kind of network problems in the LAN today for some reason. Great. Okay, I see some questions are coming in. Oh, no, it's not questions. The question from another question from Matthew, by the way. Is the StarWind virtual machine running in the ES6 providing iSCSI storage to the other VMs on the same iSCSI host? Yes, that is exactly true. That is absolutely correct. Okay, let's close this, maybe that will help. So yeah, StarWind runs on top of the StarWind runs on top of the ES6, providing the shared storage to the same ES6 host. actually to the whole demo VMware infrastructure. That thing want to kill me. Huh. That thing will kill me. Okay, let me find out what I'm gonna do. By the way, just a quick question. Is the picture okay? Because I see one request to maximize the screen, and I'm not really sure what that should refer to. Okay, let's try to do it in another way. So, usually I'm showing how exactly StarWind is configured, how it's easy and straightforward to create the StarWind shared storage in a few minutes, actually. Um, Actually, once I had a live demo with one guys that said that they are in a shorthand and they have only 15 minutes, and oh, come on. And idiocracy. So, and I've told everything about StarWind within 12 minutes, and they had 3 minutes to ask their questions. So it's really easy and straightforward. Unlike that web thing that I'm dealing with right now. So okay, so let's just skip that part with configuration of StarWind. Let's just see the result of StarWind implementation. So as I mentioned previously, only 2 hosts are used, and that is kind of good. I'm gonna hang myself. And that is really good because it cuts down the expenses significantly. So what I want to show you right now that we have the virtual machine, which is here. Let me guess, it will not allow me to open the console as well. Yep. Okay. Anyone know how to open the VMware window? Well, okay. Let's just stick with the fact that it's working because we've got that play icon at the test VM. So what I want to do right now is to drop one of the StarWind servers. Let's say this one. I will just reboot it. Reboot. Bye bye. And let's get back to the virtual machine that's on this host. Will be someday. No, really, I prefer Hyper-V. I lost a bet. I think that's a good reason to restart the server, right? Okay, so one of the servers went down, and as you can see, the test VM is still running, and I have no idea how to verify, how to open the console within it. thing. Really, guys, sorry. Next time I'll just install the VMware, client, desktop client. I never had a problem with that thing. And actually, I tested everything before the webinar. It starts logging right now. Awesome. Really awesome. Okay, well, as I said, sorry guys, that was not the best demo. Let's just stick with the question and answer session, so please type them all in. Go ahead, type in all your questions. I'm here to answer all of them. Okay. Another question from, well, actually, I think Matthew had a lot of questions, so I want to unmute Matthew. Matthew, be prepared. You'll be unmuted within few seconds. 3, 2, 1. You're on air. Matthew, hi. Matthew, I don't hear you for some reason. Do you have a headset or microphone in one or another way? Pum pum pum. Unfortunately, no, as far as I can see. Okay, Matthew will call in. So let's wait for him for a while. While we're waiting, yesterday my friend told me what the Irish handcuffs is. You know what the Irish handcuffs is? It's a situation when you cannot do anything with your hands because both of them are busy with glasses with whiskey. And okay, while Matthew is calling in, question from Guido Meyers. How would you prefer to have the disks inside the StarWind VMs in the source launch or not on local disk? VMware VMDKs and use a SCSI stack with the StarWind VMs. Use the source launch or not on local disk? Well, there is nothing like prefer. I mean, StarWind can utilize anything. For example, you can connect the just JBOD to the VMware host and feed that storage to the cluster. Sorry, Matthew, I saw that you called in. Give me just 1 second to answer the question, and I'll unmute you again. Where was I? Oh yeah. So just give that JBOD to the StarWind and create the shared storage on top of that. It can be RAID array. It can be anything actually. But obviously you need to have some shared storage in the VMware host where the virtual machine will reside. I hope that answers the question. If not, just type something in. I'll unmute you too. Okay, so it's time for Matthew to call in. And Matthew, you need to enter the pin that I will send you right now. Just send. Okay, you're unmuted.
Okay.
Hi, Matthew.
All right. Hi there.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Pretty good, thank you. So we're trying to understand like the advantage of trying to set it up as a VM versus putting it, an outside box on a, let's say, a Windows Server or physical host. I mean, it seems like if by putting it as a VM, I want to understand what is the performance impact and the trade-off by doing that?
Well, that's actually a good question. That's why I unmuted you. So, first of all, theoretically, there shouldn't be any performance impact uh, because all the operations will be processed, major parts of operation, to be honest, will be processed locally within one physical host through the loopback, which is cool, which is great, and thus the network will no longer be the bottleneck. But usually StarWind is considered for not too big deployments, and usually 10 gig networking is enough to feed the IOPS needs of the system. Not not always, but usually.
Hmm.
In my opinion, it will be better to, at least try to run the StarWind on the virtual machine of the VMware host. Uh, Configure everything properly. By the way, StarWind gives free installation assistance, which I also recommend to use, to make sure that everything is configured according to our best practices. Uh, so you will get we will help to configure the StarWind, and we will help you to benchmark the system. Thus you will double check the reliability and the performance of the whole entire system. And if that will not fit you, then you can obviously get a couple of another servers into the play, install the Windows on top of them. Another hint for you is that StarWind can be installed on top of the free Windows server, free Hyper-V server, to get the proper naming. That thing is server core, but StarWind Management Console can be installed remotely, and StarWind can be managed remotely, which should do the job for the for the ones who don't want to use a command line to manage all the thing. And then obviously, well, that solution will look like more traditional, because that's how people usually built the systems previously. But right now, the hyper-converged architecture is trending, and there are a lot of good reasons for that. Performance is one of them, because as I said, theoretically, that it should be good, it should be great. Another thing is that, well, at the end of the day, you don't have to bring another two servers into the play, which cuts down expenses. Or, moreover, it can actually increase. If you still have those two servers and you want to use them in one or another way, you can just you can create 4 nodes VMware cluster and install StarWind on only 2 of them or only on 4 of them. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it previously, but StarWind has a StarWind has a time-limited offer for VMware users, and we are giving away 2 node license with unlimited capacity for free, which is cool, right?
Oh, okay. When can I? How do you get that?
Great question.
I'm in the process of trying to get that. We're trying to set one up right now, and we're trying to figure out what's the best way to do this, and whether, for example, one of the things was using SSD for
Hmm.
caching, and also what kind of RAID, whether we should be using RAID 6 or RAID 10
Hmm.
for the deployment. Those are some of the things that we're trying to see if you have white paper or deployment guides and say, okay, for RAID 10, this is kind of performance you're getting, and this is for RAID 6, this is what you would get as a benchmark.
Gotcha. Okay, so just Google for StarWind and VMware. The in my case, that will be a first link in the Google list. You just register there, and you will find what you want about that's about.
So does it actually talk about like the optimal way, whether you
Uh,
using
that will give you
RAID?
the download of free license key that I mentioned. About the best practices, you should go to our technical papers section on our website, download high availability best practices and benchmarking best practices guide. That should give you a good strong background to use StarWind. from but I still would like actually answer some questions that you asked. For instance, about should you use RAID 6 or RAID 10, and what performance you will get. First of all, the performance of RAID directly depends on the disk's performance, obviously. So that one should be considered. And what I'm usually doing, I'm just, getting, I have a one, well, kind of not bad online calculator for a RAID performance. So I'm just typing in it asks you to, what disk are you going to use, the capacity of the disk, and what rate is going to be used, and it gives you approximate IOPS for one or another workload, um, and that is a good point to start. Regarding the RAID type, by the way, RAID 6 and RAID 5, parity rates, they are good for they are good in cases when the workload is dominated by the reads. But if you need writes, obviously that sucks. That's not an option for you. So RAID 10 should be a strong position in that case. And actually, obviously, actually, it's kind of obvious that RAID 10 is the best option in any case, except cases where you don't have 4 disks to run the RAID 10 on each server.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's mostly it from what I can say right now. If there anything more detailed, I think it will be better to if you will just drop me a message and we'll discuss it.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I think just I'll probably drop you or Richard an email.
Hmm. You talked with Rishi already. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, say hi to him.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Take care. Oh, by the way, how is the snow over there?
Uh-huh. I'm sorry.
How is the snow over there? I know that you had a snowstorms or something.
Well, yeah, but I'm not in New York, so I'm
Oh,
actually in California, so it's okay.
good for you.
So
Okay.
California doesn't get that much storm.
Usually. Okay. Thank you for the good
All right.
questions.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Thank you again, Matthew. Marking all your questions that you asked as answered. Question from Guido. How would you prefer to have the disk inside the star? Oh, that is already answered. Good. So Guido, as I said, if you have something additionally to ask, drop me a quick message to my email. You'll see my email at the end of the presentation, which I feel will be really soon. Question from Jamie. Where are you going to offer? When are you going to offer that for Hyper-V? How about months ago? Actually, we started to offer the free license for Microsoft specialists, MVPs, MCPs, M something Ps, to the, and that's oh, and Jamie is one of them. Congratulations, Jamie. It's good for you. By the way, let me guess. Are you MVP? MCP? Oh, come on. Who are you? Oh, yeah, you're not one of them. Sorry, misread. Okay, you know what? Well, usually we're offering that for MVP and MCP, but Jamie, drop me a quick message. I'll see what I can do for you. Maybe we'll just give you some really time limited license to see that. Well, usually our trial is 30 days. Maybe can get you some extended. Just drop me an email. I'll see what I can do for you. Okay. Okay, said Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. Waiting for another minute for somebody to ask another question, and I don't see anything. And while we're waiting for another question, how about if I'll ask you what's your favorite song? No? No. Okay, looks like we're done with the questions, unless somebody will ask something else. So, oh, good question actually. What VMware license do I need to install this VSA software? Great question, and the answer is you can actually, StarWind doesn't require having anything that will require that will be fitted by your budget. StarWind can run on top of the free licensed VMware hosts. Obviously, if you want to have some, storage motion, fault tolerance on the hypervisor level, that will require you to get Enterprise Kit, as far as I remember, from VMware. But once again, StarWind doesn't require that. Good question. Thank you, Max. Okay, I guess we're done with the questions. So, thank you guys. Have a great beer. I'm really glad that I saw all of you here. I really appreciate all the good questions. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Matthew. As I said, we're always welcomed for your questions, issues, with, some concerns. We will gladly answer all of them. So if you want to contact sales, email is on your screens right now. General information, email is on screen right now. If you have some technical questions, just go to the link that you see on your screens right now. And if you want to email me directly, just email to me using the email that is on the bottom of your screens at the moment, which is av@starwindsoftware.com. Okay, so once again, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining. We will have our next tap room on the next Thursday. And be safe, especially the ones who are in California. Take care everyone. Bye bye. Love you all. Cheers.